Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Podcast. I'm Sarah, and I'm so excited to have you with us today. How's everyone doing? I hope you're ready to dive into some English learning.
Hey Sarah, I'm doing great, and I'm especially excited about today's topic because we're going to tackle something that's really important when you're learning English: definite and indefinite articles. They're simple but so essential.
Exactly. If you've ever been confused about when to use a, an, or the, this video is perfect for you. Articles are a small part of grammar, but they make a big difference when you speak or write in English. Today, we're going to break it down so you can use them like a pro.
That's right. Now, if you're a beginner, don't worry. We're going to explain everything in a simple way. By the end of this video, you'll understand when to use a, an, and the with easy examples. Plus, we'll give you tips so you can avoid common mistakes.
And for those of you who are just starting, mastering articles is a great way to improve your English and sound more natural when you speak. Whether you're talking about something specific or something general, using the right article makes your message clearer.
Before we jump into today's lesson, I have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying our podcast and learning with us, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your friends who are also learning English.
Yes, please. It really helps us to continue making content that helps you. And don't forget to click the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Now, grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's start learning how to use definite and indefinite articles in English. All right, Mark. So, let's start with the basics. Today, we're going to focus on the two most common types of articles in English: the definite article and the indefinite articles.
Exactly. Let's start with the indefinite articles, which are a and an. These articles are used when we're talking about something for the first time or when it's not important exactly which one we're talking about. So, when do we use a and when do we use an?
Great question. We use a before words that start with a consonant sound. For example, a dog, a car, or a book. The important thing here is the sound, not just the letter. So even though university starts with a U, it has a Y sound, like U. So we say a university.
Right. And now let's talk about an. We use an before words that start with a vowel sound. For example, an apple, an egg, an hour, or an umbrella. Notice that in an hour, the H is silent, and we actually hear the vowel sound at the beginning.
Exactly. That's a very important point. It's the sound that matters. So we say an hour because we're hearing the A sound from the vowel O. But if the word starts with a H that's pronounced, like in hotel, we would say a hotel instead of an hotel.
Right. So, in summary, you use a before words that begin with a consonant sound and an before words that begin with a vowel sound. It's pretty simple, right?
Exactly, it is. But what if you want to talk about something specific? Something that's already known or has been mentioned before? This is where the definite article comes in, which is the. We use the when we're talking about something specific, something that both the speaker and the listener know.
Yes. The. is used to refer to something particular or specific. For example, the book on the table or the dog in the park. You're talking about one specific thing that you both know about. So if I say, I saw the movie last night, I'm referring to a specific movie that we both know about.
Exactly. Another example would be, I'm going to the store, because we're talking about a specific store that we both understand. Maybe it's the one around the corner, or the one we always go to. But if you say, I'm going to a store, then you're talking about any store in general, not a specific one.
Right. So, the is always used when both the speaker and listener know what is being talked about, or when it's already been mentioned before. For example, I saw a movie last night and the movie was really interesting. Now, you've already mentioned the movie, so you use the in the second sentence.
Yes, that's exactly how it works. So let's sum it up with a few simple rules. Use a or an when you're talking about something general, something that's not specific, and you're mentioning it for the first time. Use the when you're talking about something specific, known, or already mentioned.
So, if I say I saw a cat outside, I'm not talking about any particular cat. It's just any cat I saw. But if I say I saw the cat outside, I'm referring to a specific cat, maybe the one that lives in my neighborhood or the one we talked about earlier.
Exactly. And this is a very common mistake that beginners make. They often use the when they should use a or an. So always remember, a and an are for general things or first-time mentions, and the is for specific things.
All right, Sarah, now that we've covered the basics with a, an, and the, I want to talk about some more complex situations where the use of articles can get a little tricky. For example, how do we know when to use the when there are multiple objects of the same category?
Great question, Mark. Indeed, the can be a little more nuanced. For instance, we use the when we're talking about a whole category or specific group of objects, but it has to be clearly identified or known. A classic example is, I love the books on this shelf. Here, I'm talking about the specific books on this particular shelf, not just any books in general.
So, in that case, the books are clearly defined. They are the books on this shelf, not just any books.
Exactly. But if you wanted to talk about any book in general, you would say a book, not the book. For example, I would like to read a book. This means I'm talking about any book, not one specifically.
Ah, now it's clearer. So if I want to say something like, I watched the movie last night, I use the because we're talking about a specific movie, right?
Yes, the is used in this situation when the movie is already known or defined. But if you're talking about any movie, you would use a movie. For example, I watched a movie last night. Here, it could be any movie.
So to recap, we use a or an when talking about something general or unspecified. And we use the when talking about something specific, known, or already mentioned.
Exactly. And another situation where we use the is when talking about something unique. For example, I saw the sun. There's only one sun, so we use the. Or, we live on the earth. The earth is unique, so we also use the here.
So the is also used when we're talking about things that are unique in the world. That's really helpful to know.
Exactly. And there are more specific cases where we use the. For instance, when talking about things that are unique within a specific context. Let's say you're referring to a particular person in a specific setting. You might say, I spoke with the teacher today. Here, the teacher refers to a specific teacher that both the speaker and listener know, maybe the one you've talked to recently.
That's very interesting. What about situations where we're talking about a part of the world, like countries, mountains, or oceans?
Ah, great question. We use the when talking about specific geographical groups. For example, we say the United States, the Himalayas, or the Pacific Ocean because these are specific, unique geographic names. But for countries that don't include United or Kingdom, we don't use an article. For example, we say France and not the France.
So we use the with unique geographic names like oceans, mountain ranges, or groups of countries, but not with individual country names. That's really helpful.
Exactly. And there are also instances where you use the definite article the with musical instruments. For example, I play the guitar, or she plays the piano. This works because we're talking about musical instruments that are generally unique in this context, and we consider them as specific.
This is fascinating. There are really a lot of different situations where we use the, but once we understand the general rules, it becomes easier.
Exactly. And don't forget that using articles in English becomes more natural with practice. It's really a key point in speaking and writing clearly.
Absolutely, Sarah. So, to summarize everything we've discussed, a and an are used for general or unspecified things, and we choose between a and an depending on the sound that follows. The is used when we're talking about specific, known, or already mentioned things, or things that are unique in the world.
Perfect, Mark. And now that you understand the basic rules, you can start using these articles in your daily conversations. With a little practice, it will become second nature. All right, Mark. I think we've covered the main points about definite and indefinite articles in English today. To recap, we use a or an when talking about something general or unspecified, and they when we're referring to something specific or something that has already been mentioned.
Exactly. And remember, a and an are for first time mentions or general things, while the is used when talking about something specific, known, or unique. So, practicing this will really help make your English sound more natural.
Right, Mark. And it's totally normal to make mistakes with articles at first. But with practice, you'll start using them more confidently. Just pay attention to whether you're talking about something general or specific, and the choice between a, an, and the will get easier.
And don't forget, articles are used all the time in everyday conversations. Once you start getting the hang of them, you'll notice how often they come up, whether you're talking about objects, people, or places.
Exactly. Now, we'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, Try writing a few sentences using a, an, and the. Let's see how well you understood today's lesson. And if you make any mistakes, don't worry. It's all part of the learning process, and we're here to help.
Yes, please. We'll be looking at your comments and we'll give you feedback. And if you want to keep learning with us, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends who are also learning English.
Thank you so much for watching today. We hope you feel more confident using articles in English. Remember, practice makes perfect.
That's right, Sarah. Keep practicing, and soon enough, using articles will be second nature. We can't wait to see you in our next video. Take care and happy learning.